I just want to welcome you to the July 2026 CEC 11 meeting. We are rolling into the beginning of our annual meeting. Would the interpreters have to introduce themselves now at this point, or is it later? They would, right? Yeah. So at this point, I would ask that only the CEC members are speaking. We would ask the interpreters to come down and introduce themselves, please. We have interpretation here live. Unfortunately, we do not have any available online, but if you do have a question over Zoom, please feel free to raise your hand. Thank you. Thank you.
Buenas tardes a todos. Estamos aquí volviendo a la interpretación en español. Para aquellas personas que necesiten interpretación pueden acercarse a la parte de atrás. Muchas gracias.
Good afternoon. শুভরাত্রি। এখানে বাংলা ভাষাভাষী যারা আছেন তাদের সুবিধার্থে জানাচ্ছি যে আমরা দুজন ইন্টারপ্রেটার এখানে হাজির আছি। আজকে এই কথাবার্তা দেখা হবে সভা সেগুলি আপনাদেরকে অনুবাদ করে জানানো হবে। আপনার ইচ্ছে করলে কেউ হাত উঠে দেখাতে পারেন তাহলে আমরা চেষ্টা করব। ধন্যবাদ। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you, sir.
So good afternoon everyone. This announcement is for Arabic. تحت على الترجمة الفورية باللغة العربية. الرجاء أن تعلمونني بذلك. شكرا.
Thank you. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to proceed into the roll call, which will be held by Mr. Ritesh Agarwal.
Good evening, CEC members and all the audience members. CEC members, please respond to when your name is called. Terry Matthews Cotton.
Present.
Present. Topaz Murray Small.
Present.
Present. Robert Cruz.
He called for excuse.
Excused. Ritesh Agarwal. Present. Karina Garcia.
Present.
Present. Nicole Costello. She absent. Absent. Jeff Cunningham. Present. Present. Peter Paul.
Present.
Present. Ashley Jones.
Present.
Present. Darnella.
Present.
Present. Quorum has been met with 8 members present in person.
Beautiful, thank you. At this time, we'd like to move into our annual elections, starting with the appointment for election of the chair pro tem. Is there anyone who would like to serve as the chair pro tem for the elections?
Sure. I'm happy to volunteer.
Thank you, Ritesh.
Good evening again. To elect officers, we will vote upon each position before moving on to the next, so that any candidates not elected to an office can run for others. I will take nominations. Members can nominate themselves. If a member is nominated by another member, I will confirm that if he or she accepts the nomination. Nominations do not need to be seconded. If a member is not present but has submitted his or her nomination in writing to the AA or another member, he or she will be treated the same as any member who is present, including have a 2-minute statement read aloud by someone else. Each nominee will be allowed to make a speech for up to 2 minutes. Following the candidate's presentation, we will conduct a roll call vote. All positions must be voted on even if there is only one candidate. Where there are 2 or more candidates, each member must make a choice and vote for one or the other. Example, John Doe and Jane Smith are running for president. On the roll call, each member will vote for either John or Jane. The council must not vote first on John, then on Jane.
One thing, Ritesh, it appears as though we need to vote for the chair pro tem. So at this time, if everyone's okay with it, I'd like to take the opportunity to nominate Ritesh Agarwal as chair pro tem. All in agreement?
Agreed.
Okay, thank you.
All right, little rich, so we are back in business, okay? So, as I explained the voting process, so members may abstain from voting, that's their right. If no candidates receives at least 7 votes, we will vote by show of hands or whether to do a second round or proceed with the elections for the next one. If a position remains unfilled over 2 or more rounds of voting, the incumbent will continue in the position. New elections for all unfilled positions must be put on the agenda of the following month's calendar meeting until all positions are filled. Is the procedure clear to all the members?
Yes.
Okay, I don't hear a no, so that I take that as a yes. First, we will elect the council president. Are there any nominations for the office of president?
I, Terry Matthews Cotton, would like to nominate Mr. Peter Cole for president.
Any other nomination?
I, Ashley Jones, second the nomination.
So as of now, I hear only one nomination for Mr. Peter Cole for the proposed position of president. Mr. Peter Cole, you would like to say some few words?
Ritesh, I, Peter Cole, graciously accept the nomination for president of CEC 11. Thank you.
We were expecting a speech.
They got to vote. You want 2 minutes?
Sure.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have too much to say. I would like to say that being a member of the CEC has been very rewarding. It has been challenging at some times in terms of, dealing with the community, but the community is always worth it, and I'll always show up for the community. Parents, I could say this to you, I'm a parent as well, and I advocate for children. I advocate for your needs for your kids, and I would like you guys to call me. I'd like you to come to these CEC meetings. I'm also going to leverage Ms. Johnson here and her engage, empower, I forgot what the other E is, educate. We will leverage that. I will show up at all of her meetings to remind you guys that we will be having our monthly meetings and encourage more attendance and more just community involvement. I have a lot of experience to leverage also here. I have Ms. Cotton, and I also have Ms. Ashley, as well as Ms. Topaz. They all have been, how should I say, guiding me through my service here on the CEC, and I will also be reaching out to you guys to help along the way to make sure that it's a smooth transition in the administration. Again, I thank you for the nomination. I look forward to serving you guys vigorously, aggressively, and dynamically. Those are all the LY words I can think of. Thank you.
All of the adverbs.
So at this time, I have only one nomination for the post of position of the president. Do we call for objections or anything? So nominations for the office of president are now closed. I will now call each candidate, one candidate in this case, and now for their votes. Okay, so please all the members present. Let me please say aloud if you approve, disapprove, or abstain from the nomination. Terry Matthews Cotton.
Approved.
Approve. Topaz Murray Small.
Approved.
Approve. Ritesh Agarwal. Approve. Karina Garcia.
Approve.
Approve. Jeff Cunningham. Approve. Approve. Peter Cole.
Approve.
Approve. Ashley Jones.
Approve.
Approve. Darnella Valentino Simmons. Approved. We have a unanimous vote in favor of Mr. Peter Cole. Congratulations. You have been elected to serve as the council.
Congratulations, sir. Do we now move into?
So now the next votes, do I conduct, then you like take over? Or you, it's your choice. That's what it says.
You can continue.
So what were the other positions?
First vice president, second vice president, treasurer, recording secretary.
So the nominations are now open for the first vice president for the CEC 11, and I'll take nominations now. If anybody is interested, you can speak up or raise your hand.
I, Terry Matthews Cotton, would like to nominate Topaz Marie Small for the position of first vice president.
I, Peter Cole, second it.
Any other nominations? Any other nomination last call for first vice president? Okay. So nominations for the office of first vice president are now closed. I will now call Ms. What? You saying something?
No, I was trying to get some clarification on something.
So I invite Ms. Topaz Marie Small to speak a few words to confirm our nomination.
Hi, everyone. I do accept the nomination. This would be my second term as first vice president. I look forward to working with our new president, Peter Cole. I enjoyed working with our previous president, Ms. Terry
Oh,
Matthews
thank
Cotton.
you.
And I just look forward to this year on the council. Thank you.
Members present, please respond when your name is called in approve, disapprove, or abstain. Terry Matthews Cotton?
Approved.
Approve. Topaz Marie Small?
Approved.
Approve. Robert Bruce is not here. Ritesh Agarwal, approve. Karina Garcia?
Approve.
Approve. Nicole Costello is not here. Jeff Cunningham? Approve. Peter Cole?
Approved.
Approve. Ashley Jones?
Approve.
Approve. Darnella Valentino Simmons?
Approve.
Approve. We have a unanimous election of first vice president that goes to Mr. Topaz Marie Small. Congratulations.
That's going to be on the second. Unless you guys had something worked out. Actually, did you guys have some kind of plan worked out or something? Did you guys have some kind of plan worked out of positions? Who's going to nominate whom or something? Second VP, yes, I was going to nominate Jeff unless anyone else would like to nominate. Okay.
Moving on, the nominations are now open for second vice president for the CEC 11. I'll take nominations now.
I, Terry Matthews Cotton, would like to nominate Mr. Jeff Cunningham for the position of second vice president.
I, Peter Cole, second it.
So far, we have one nomination for Jeff Cunningham. Any other nominations? Okay, so nominations for the office of second vice president for CEC 11 are now closed. I'll ask Mr. Jeff Cunningham to speak a few words if you would like.
Well, thank you very much. I'm honored for the nomination. We have a wonderful team here and we're looking forward to another really great year. We really became much more of a cohesive unit and I feel like we have a lot to build upon. So I'm really looking forward to working with all of you to be able to really keep building. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. So we'll move on to the vote for the second vice president. Members present, please say approve, disapprove, or abstain. Terry Matthews Cotton,
Approve.
approved. Topaz Murray Small,
Approve.
approved. Ritesh Agarwal, approved. Karina Garcia,
Approve.
approved. Jeff Cunningham, approved. Peter Cole,
Approved.
approved. Ashley Jones,
Approve.
approved. Darnella Valentino Simmons, approved. We have congratulations, Mr. Jeff Cunningham. You are the second vice president for the CC. Next on the line.
Treasurer? Or parliamentary?
Treasurer. Treasurer, who is the next?
Recording secretary, okay. Thank you. Peter has to do that one? Peter, I believe you have to do this one because I'm gonna nominate Ritesh.
Before we close.
What?
This is the nomination for recording secretary. Are you reading?
I'm just basically just this one.
Okay.
So you
Nominations for the office of recording secretary are now open. Are there any nominations?
I, Terry Matthews Cotton, would like to nominate Mr. Ritesh Agarwal as recording secretary.
Any second?
I, Topaz Murray Small, second.
Okay, we'll now open the roll call vote.
you have to need to speak.
Mr. Agarwal, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Okay. We'll now open the vote. When you hear your name, approve or disapprove. Terry Matthews Cotton,
Approve.
Topaz Murray Small,
Approve.
Robert Cruz,
Is absent.
Ritesh Agarwal,
Approved.
Karina Garcia,
Approve.
Nicole Costello,
Absent.
Absent.
Jeff Cunningham,
Approved.
Peter Cole, approved. Ashley Jones,
Approve.
Darnella Simmons.
Approve.
Okay, Mr. Agarwal, you've been approved. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Yeah.
Thank you for the honor. I'm incumbent also as for the recording secretary. I like to organize my paperwork, so I think it's found me. So I like to accept that position. Thank you so much. Sorry for the sign. Can you sign here? Just write the president and today's date. Who's next? Okay.
6. This is your turn.
Yeah, I need a pen. Yeah. 7.
There's nothing. Thank you.
Okay, on behalf of the president, I shall continue the voting process. So we are now accepting nominations for the position of treasurer for the C11 council. If you want to nominate yourself or want to nominate a member, please nominate now. Treasurer.
Karina.
I'm not running for treasurer.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I nominate, Terry Matthews. Matthews Small, sorry.
Cotton.
I mean, Cotton, sorry.
I second it. Peter Cole, I second that nomination.
I accept the nomination.
So far, we have one nomination for the position of treasurer in the name of Miss Topaz, Terry Matthews Cotton.
We're interchangeable. We're interchangeable.
That's all?
We're interchangeable. It's
Yeah,
fine.
So at this time, Terry, would you like to say something?
Just that my background is in finance, so I'm comfortable with the position, and I thank you for the nomination.
Thank you. So members, please, members present, please say approve or disapprove when your name is called. Terry Matthews Cotton, We have to say approve.
Approve.
Approve. Topaz Murray Small.
Approve.
Approve. Ritesh Agarwal. Approve. Karina Garcia.
Approve.
Approve. Nicole Costello. She's not here. Jeff Cunningham. Approve. Peter Cole.
Approved.
Approve. Ashley Jones.
Approve.
Approve. Darnella Valentino Simmons.
Approve.
Approve. Congratulations, Terry. You are now the treasurer of the CCA.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much.
Who's next?
Parliamentarian.
How many parliamentarians? Huh? How many? One? One. So we are proceeding ahead for the position of parliamentarian for the CEC 11. I am accepting nominations now.
I, Peter Cole, nominate Ashley Jones.
I, Topaz Murray Small, second.
Any, sorry, any other nominations? So far, one nomination in the name of Ashley Jones. Ashley, would you like to say something? She'll accept. Yeah, she'll accept it.
Good evening. I accept the nomination of parliamentarian and I look forward to bringing order to this board when it comes to our conversations and just having a nice orderly ran meeting.
Thank you, Ashley. Your nomination is accepted. So Terry, please, members present, please say approve or disapprove to the nomination of Ashley Jones. Terry Matthews Cotton.
Approve.
Approve. Topaz Murray Small.
Approve.
Approve. Ritesh Agarwal. Approve. Karina Garcia.
Approve.
Approve. Jeff Cunningham. Approve. Peter Cole.
Approved.
Approve. Ashley Jones.
Approve.
Approve. Darnella Valentino Simmons.
Approve.
Approve. Congratulations, Ashley Jones. You are parliamentarian for CEC 11. Next. Who's next?
We can close the annual meeting.
Adjourn the meeting.
The meeting is also
The
closed.
annual meeting, yeah.
So meeting will close, but okay. So the election process is now closed, so I'm going to hand over to the newly elected president, Mr. Peter Cole.
Thank you. And thank you for a smooth election process. That was very quick. Thank you. The time is now 6:23. I now adjourn the annual meeting.
Somebody else.
Wait, you gotta get a motion,
I-
ask for a motion.
You're right. I need a motion to close the meeting, the annual meeting. Do I have a motion?
I, Ritesh Agarwal, as the motion to adjourn the meeting.
I, Topaz Murray Small, second.
Huh?
I second.
Okay, thank you.
It is now 6:23. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Go straight into the calendar.
Yeah, just open the calendar.
Y'all wanna roll right into it?
Good evening. The time is now 6:24. We are now starting our July calendar meeting. And I'll pass the mic to Mr. Agarwal, our recording secretary, to do our roll call. Thank you.
So this is the roll call for the calendar meeting. Members, please mark your attendance when your name is called. Peter Cole,
Present.
present. Topaz Murray Small,
Present.
present. Jeff Cunningham, present. Ritesh Agarwal, present. Terry Matthews Cotton,
Present.
present. Karina Garcia,
Present.
present. Ashley Jones,
Present.
present. Darnella Valentino Simmons,
Present.
present. Robert Cruz is excused. Nicole Costello? That's it. Okay. So we have met the quorum, 8 members present in person.
At this time, we have a presentation for the contract for excellence.
And we have Myra Bernard with us tonight. We're very happy to have you here, Myra.
Thank you. Sorry, I think I need 3 hands for this. Let's see.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here, once again, with all of you. And this evening, we are going to discuss 2 very important topics. The contracts for excellence and the class size reduction plan for the school year that's coming up, 26-27 school year, which we also refer to, our fiscal year 27.
Hard to believe, right?
Yeah.
So that all of you are also aware, you are going to have the opportunity to be able to provide feedback. I will be giving that information, but just for full transparency, the meeting, of course, as you know, is being recorded, but this segment will also be shared with our central team so that they are aware of any specific questions that may be taking place. So just to give you a little background, the contracts for excellence, which we, like our acronyms at DOE, we call C4E, this was established back in the 2007-2008 school year. And this funding is part of foundation aid. Now, the intent of this funding is for the neediest students that we have. So when we think about our students that are limited in terms of English proficiency, students with disability, and students that are also below our poverty rate. One thing that is extremely important to note is that back in 2022, there was an amendment made to Contracts for Excellence, C4E, and this amendment added the requirements related to class size. Okay, and as I indicated earlier, we're going to speak further on class size during the second part of this presentation. So what we're looking at on the next slide is the specific requirements when principals are working in terms of setting up their budget, and in the consultations that take place with the CLT, and then, final approvals and reviews by the superintendent. There are several options that they have when it comes to scheduling this funding. So one of them is time on task. So what that means is, as an example, is any kind of after-school academic supports, model programs for the multilingual students, right? As an example of that, it could be a different resource, for example, in the library. Our full-day pre-K programs. This could be possibly adding, additional classes. And class size reduction, as we've been speaking on in the news, and again, I'll get into the extra and the new details during the second part of this. Teacher and principal quality initiatives, right? We all want to make sure that, the teachers that we have in the classroom, right, they're qualified and everything that can be provided to them, in terms of incentives as well, of course, that, are not, that are non-cash incentive type of programs. Middle and high school restructuring. So what that means is being able to add some type of advanced placement courses. But one of the things that's extremely important to note is that doing this does require state ed approval. And also, as an addition this year, is a possibility for experimental programs. But that also has to be approved by the state ed department before that's done. At the end here, and for those that are online, there is a link that basically will provide additional information in terms of what state requirements are. Okay? So on the next slide, we're going to look at the money portion of this. So for this year,
$269 million in additional funding is being added to the contracts for excellence, is being added to contracts for excellence. That is a difference in terms of the 1.89 billion that was given for the current fiscal year that ended, FY '26, which now will show that there will be 1.358 billion in 2027. So what does that look like? 224 million of that is actually new funding. 45 million of that is actually being repurposed from regular class size funding to C4E funding under that umbrella. But the important note here is that it still needs to be used for class size reduction, okay? Now, when this money is basically allocated, there are two buckets in terms of this allocation. There is what we call discretionary, and that is 487 million. So what does that mean? The discretionary is all of those different possibilities when principals are scheduled that I mentioned. For example, the time on task, the model programs for the Ls, the teacher and principal high quality initiatives, okay? The class size, right? Those are the examples when it comes to discretionary. Principals have to choose, right? They have the option to choose whatever best suits at the school. Now, when it comes to the 871 million, that is under the umbrella of targeted and maintenance of efforts. So what does that mean? That the money is very specific. So if it's indicative of class size reduction, it can only be used for that. So what it means is those teachers have to be teachers that are part of the class size reduction program. If it's the fair student funding that's embedded, what it means is it will specifically say, this is for either class size, this is for pre-K or whatever it is, but it's sort of C4E, tax levy C4E, right? It's under that umbrella. Then we have specific to class size reduction, the phase-in, and then we also have for the integrated co-teaching classes. So for example, those classes that need the special ed teacher and the gen ed teacher. And again, it's specific to say, for example, C4E for what is termed ICT, all right, in terms of a budget. Then for summer programs, right, for the maintenance of efforts, which is the continuation of those summer programs, for full day pre-K or for programs where, for schools that have the autism spectrum disorder program, okay? Now, what does that look like for District 11? So on the next slide, we are looking at, for example, that first category is the one discretionary when I talked about that $487 million bucket. 33.67% of the allocation for District 11, right, is under that discretionary. As you can see, it tells you how much of that, 37.41 is under the class size reduction. Then 12.32 is under the fair student funding. Then you see the phase-in percentage, right, at 8.17, the co-teaching piece, right, 5.09%, the summer, 2.0%, and then you can see that the full day pre-K, less than 1, and the autism spectrum disorder is a little over 1%. But when you look at the total, we're looking at 100%, okay? So what's extremely important about this is that, as mentioned, in previous presentations or with everything, the input, any input, that parents have is extremely important. So you're also gonna have this opportunity once again. But the deadline for that is July 29th. And the email address for that is contracts4excellence@schools.nyc.gov. It's on your presentations, and also for those that are online, you're able to see that on the screen. So for the next part of this presentation, we are going to talk about class size reduction. So one thing that I want to highlight that I mentioned on the second page of this presentation is the amendment that took place back in 2022. So that was September of 2022. So at that time,
Governor Hochul enabled Chapter 556 of the laws, which required that New York City school districts create a class size reduction plan for New York City schools, K through 12, community districts, and high schools. So what does that mean and what should that look like? 20 students in grades K through 3, third grade. 23 students in grades 4 through 8. 25 students in grades 9 to 12. And then 40 students when we're thinking about a physical education program or any type of arts program. Okay? So now, what are important distinctions as well besides this class size reduction that I mentioned, right? Also, the plan, right? And what happens with this plan? There's collaboration with the UFT, the CSA, superintendent, school construction authority, right? There are conversations taking place throughout this process. Making sure that there are annual implementation reports. There's a draft online that all of you have the opportunity to review. And again, we will have opportunity to provide feedback as well. This is extremely important, and another piece to highlight here is that back in June, right, to be exact, June 4th, both houses of the New York State legislation passed amendments to the class size law. So let's explain. When this first began, right, the expectation was that there would be 100% compliance in 5 years, right? Starting in the 24-25 school year, to end in fiscal year 28, right? With 20% increase every year. This amendment that took place on June 4th, basically now there's an approval for starting this fiscal year that's coming up, 2027, for us to get to 70%, right? As opposed to the expectation of the 80 that we had. So what it means is we have a 2-year extension, so that each year now, the expectation is for us to increase by 10%, okay? So what's the good news? This year that we ended in, right, which is school year 2026, as I said, we term it fiscal year 26, the expectation was for us to be at 60%. Citywide, we were at 71. Okay, so that's great. The expectation of ending fiscal year 27, which is the one we're coming into, at 70%. So what does that look like? Sorry, this is where the third, the extra hands come in. So what does that look like for District 11? So what's great is, and as I said, right, ending the year, the expectation at 60%, District 11 ended at 62%. Okay, which is great, all right? But one of the things that at the central level they did, that's highlighted in the draft plan, is that they looked at, like critical data points, right? To show the compliance around the city. So here, what you see is there are certain districts, for example, that, are like 80% and above, like District 32, District 23, District 16, okay? But there are also districts that are way below, right? But the expectation was, like District 26, District 31, District 30. But guess what? Out of all the boroughs, the Bronx has the highest compliance rate from everyone, okay? Which is really great. Right? So now on the next slide, what we're going to do is a bit of a comparison from fiscal year 25 and now fiscal year 26, where we ended. So what is really great is that in terms of District 11, there was a 16% improvement from 25 to 26, right? Which you could see is part of what helped the district to get, above that compliance rate for the year, okay? So now, to sort of recap a little bit and highlight key components of this draft plan that I mentioned, is that compliance rate, right? That, the city, of course, exceeded for the year. The intense focus on space, there has been collaboration, as I mentioned earlier, with all, superintendents, school construction authority. There have been surveys, there's data, and a lot of information to sort of help align, put this in alignment so that we can get to that goal of 100% by 2030. There's a continuous commitment to make sure, because besides space, right, we need to have the teachers, right? So there's that, the hiring, the recruitment, right? A lot of fairs that are taking place to just make sure, that we have these teachers in place for these, smaller class sizes. And the funding, which we talked about, the additional $244 million being allotted this year to sort of get this going. So now, we all know that this class size reduction is a really complex process. It does require investments, right? And not only in the teachers, as we mentioned, but in space. And under Chancellor Samuels and Mayor Mamdani, New York City Public Schools has made some shifts in approaches to planning, the consideration of the space, and of course, the commitment to making sure that this gets implemented. Now, what you see here is basically their approach to support, with the spaces that are needed, and how to get this in alignment and implemented. So the basis of this is there are 6 categories. So when we look at the high school policy and programming, this basically has to do with non-capital. So this is more about, high schools that are able to program, basically make changes around programming to get to the class size piece rather than physical space, okay? Then when we look at the other 2 categories, for example, Tier 1 for enrollment, Tier 1 for space building, this is basically getting no expectation of capital, but more of minor adjustments, right? It might have to do with enrollment or basically, spaces within co-located locations, all right? Then when we look at non-capital Tier 2, this is basically for schools that may be in areas that have nearby buildings where the additional space can be acquired there. Then you have the last 2 that are basically would require some capital, right? And what that means is additional investments where it might require construction. And what happens here, the superintendents, the Office of District Planning, School Construction Authority, the conversations are happening within these parties to make sure that the schools that fall under this category are identified so that the next steps, can be in place, okay? So right now, you all, on the next slide, you're going to see again the opportunity that you have to be able to email in terms of any comments that you may have. And in terms of the class size, that would be classsize@schools.nyc.gov. And at this time, if you have any questions that I hope I can answer, the floor is yours.
Question. Okay, no.
You're looking at the District 11, the specific slide for District 11, if I'm correct.
It's just because I think the budget is for all schools, from pre-K.
No, pre-K, so what happens is just to be distinct, this is a specific allocation. So when you think of budget as a whole, there are different allocations, and if you recall, usually what happens is early in the year, there's a presentation that's tax levy fair student funding, right? So that's like the bulk allocation that schools get that can be used for everything. This particular allocation is under the Foundation Aid Contracts for Excellence. There is a portion right? Identifiable for pre-K. However, every school that has a pre-K program, they receive specific allocations for the pre-K. So what happens is that funding is specific to the teacher, the para, the supplies to be used for that classroom, the 8 days set aside as a mandate for the possibility of any teacher that's absent, any para that's absent, and then shared planning, which is per session, right? Or coverage, in terms of, possible, coverage that's taking place during the day. And it's very specific, so you can't use it for anything else. It's for pre-K or 3K, whichever one. And budget directors, this past month, they engaged, with principals in making sure that these funds were allocated. They had to adhere, to those strict regulations, which are transparent to anybody in the school allocation memorandum, that says like 3K or pre-K, which is available to the public. Okay? This is sort of like an addendum to say that there's a portion of that, but it's still following that same regulation. Teacher or class, yes, nothing in addition.
So, when I see autism spectrum disorder classrooms, those are classrooms that are not in District 75 because the budget for District 75 is separate from this
Right.
budget.
This is like a school in District 11 that has the program. Besides the allocation that they receive that funds the program, there is that portion embedded under C4E. So with this, it's basically speaking on that specific allocation, that foundation aid, not every other allocation that the school will get.
So when some people that know me, I think they would know where I'm going because autism spectrum is very specific disability. And there are programs that target that population, those students. But there are other programs that include students, some students will have autism, but they will have other disabilities like intellectual disability or cerebral palsy. So they are not in District 75. So those, I see there are programs that you can find it at primary level and middle school. But when they reach high school, there's maybe in the whole board one program with that for that population that is not just autism. What happened with those programs that are not just for autism? They not receiving extra funding? How that works?
I understand your concern on that, but just to be honest and transparent, that would be something that would have to be looked at a little further, only because this particular allocation and presentation, it is not to address that specific concern. That doesn't mean, that it can't be like a follow-up, to look into something, to let you know, for example, what the school allocation memorandum is currently showing. Is there a specific school that you're talking about? So we can sort of take that offline if you prefer. Because honestly, just by the conversation, I would know what's available, but it seems like you're looking at it more in depth in terms of specific student and specific needs. And I can't address that specific concern right now.
Oh, okay. It's just because autism, when I say autism, it's just for autism. So in my head, I know that
the allocation will be for specific classes in a specific school.
So in my head, I know there are two programs. There are two programs, two specific programs that are for autism. I know those two programs, but there's a lot of others. AIDS, AZES, iRead, PATH, that are not just for autism. So I feel kind of discriminated Because there's a lot of students that don't have autism, that have other disabilities, so they will say, so my program, what happened with my program if we don't have autism? We don't have, where are funds for our program?
I think that might sound a little more school specific, in terms of budgeting, but I think that would be more something to look at, differently in London.
Thank you, Mom.
All right, any other questions? Well, yes, Mr. Cunningham.
I have a couple, so I'll try to be this brief as possible. And thank you for coming. Also, the presentation you did earlier in the year with us, with the funding was excellent.
Thank
I
you,
brought a lot of
appreciate
that, like our.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And I would love for you to do that again this upcoming. That was
Great.
very, very useful. Something I missed when you were going over the class size numbers in particular, does the class size threshold change if it's an ICT classroom?
No, it's not, it doesn't
So
change.
there's 20.
Well, ICT, yes, it does.
Okay.
I apologize, I was thinking self-contained. Yes, with the ICT, it does as well. So what that would mean is the percentage changes, right? Because it always has to be 60-40, when you think of 60 special ed and 40 gen ed. So it's the same thing. So if it's, it would still have to comply with the grade. Right, so if it's K through 3, it has to be 20 students.
So if it's 20 students, K through 3, if it's not ICT, so then what?
No, it's still the same. It's this, with the ICT, it's still the ratio is still the same.
Right, but the ratio changes if you add an extra.
No, you're still doing 60-40, right? And you would be, so if it's 20 students in K, you still have to follow the same formula, is what I'm saying, in terms of the ICT.
So I guess part of what I'm not understanding, so what?
So 12 students would have to be special ed in a K through 3, and then the other 8 would have to be gen ed. Okay? And then basically, if it's middle school, now it's changing to 14, I'm trying to do my, correct in my head. So we're still doing the 60-40 ratio. You still have to follow class size mandate.
Okay, so it's an ICT classroom, it's still, they can't go over 20.
Exactly.
Okay, so even if there's 2 educators in the room, it shouldn't be over 20?
Yes.
Okay, got it, all right. Second question. So in looking at the data in terms of the percentages of districts that are succeeding in following the class size alignment, or those that have, or the percentage in which they've increased, is that looking at the percentage that they have succeeded, or like yes or no, they've succeeded?
I don't know. We're looking at the one where I indicated that District 11 is at 62%. Is that what we're looking at? Or the one where there was a difference from FY 25 to FY 26 with an increase of 11%?
Let's, just for ease of use, just go the first compliance on the blue one, right?
Okay.
So that means that, that's not measuring the percentage in which they are
Not by
going over the
school, by
benchmark.
district. Is that your question? Is it by school or by? We're looking at
No,
the-
the question is it calculating how, let's say that there's a classroom that is, or a class or a school where it's over the class size limit, right? Is that calculated as how much over the class size limit they are, or is that just calculated as yes or no, they're over the class size limit?
I'm trying to truly understand the question, so.
I think I understand it, so they're really calculating the number of classes in a school that's meeting the mandate.
Okay, that
And
answers the
then
question.
averaging that across the 44 schools.
Not how well, so not like So it's yes or no?
Yeah, it's yes or no.
Not
Either-
like, hey, every seat is filled and it's 2,000,000% over. It's not, it's a yes or
No,
no.
it's how many classes in the school are actually meeting the mandate.
Got
So
it.
meaning like, how many classes have 20 people,
Correct.
20 students?
That's right.
Versus how many classes still have 25 because we don't?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, excellent. Okay, thank you.
It's
That's
either
good.
yes or no.
Okay, got it.
And then from there, the district's average is determined.
Okay.
So right now,
Thanks for the assist.
we've made really nice improvement. And, at some point, it's going to get harder and harder. And I think I mean, we have a lot of schools that are they're gonna be able to make it, right? We are looking at that now, we're projecting, we're looking at enrollment patterns, we're looking at the schools, and we know they can make it. And then we have another part of schools that we know there's gonna be challenges, because right now, these are really popular schools in our district. And in some cases, they're already at capacity, right? And so now we're saying they're already, at their regular mandates. Now we're saying these schools that are really highly popular we're going to have to come up with a tier 1 or a tier 2 or a tier 3 remedy. In a lot of these cases, we think, and this is most likely why SLTs will have to get involved, and it'll have to be a lot of local conversations. There might be clusters. And clusters or those teachers that have rooms, like the art teacher has a room. The hydroponic lab, has a space. The music room, we have all these spaces. And in some cases, if it's not going to really get in the way of the program, we're not gonna stop the program, we're not gonna stop music, we're not gonna stop all those things. But if there is a way to shift it so that classroom, right, that is being used for, let's say, the hydroponics lab, will need to become a classroom for children, right? And in some cases, we're gonna have to find creative solutions to where will those plants go? Will they go out to the garden? Will we put them in places that they can beautify the school? What will that look like? And so those are gonna be some hard conversations that will have to happen with the SLTs in collaboration, with everyone. No one wants to have to, reshift things, but, in order to make the mandates, we're gonna have to get creative. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Any questions about that?
Yes, so if you, that makes great sense. So if, in the past year, right, we've seen like a positive increase, if I'm reading this correctly, of 16%, which is great, right? What is, and this question can be for anyone really, but like what drove that 16% success increase? Like what drove that? What can be replicated in the next year, right? Because a 16% increase in the classes under cap is good. So what drove that? What changes made that
I
happen?
can answer, you can answer.
And then basically to what Superintendent Warren was saying, as we get closer, right, to reaching that goal, it's going to become more difficult, right? Because we're now in that stage where in the last few years, a lot of schools it's identifying the space, right? In some situations you have, a decline in register. And then when you have a decline in register sometimes, it's in some cases kind of helping, because now they're able to reach the goal faster. Which is not great on the funding, right? It's a catch-22, but that's one thing. But the same, situation, Superintendent mentioned, we're sort of at that stage where we're there, but as we're getting closer, now is where it becomes more of a challenge, right? Maybe somebody has that extra closet that is great, but it's kind of big enough that it needs to be a classroom. Or now those conversations where now you're bringing in school construction authority, because now you have to see whether or not, there's different, restructuring that needs to take place in the school, and that kind of thing is additional funding needed, right? All of those things are now being viewed. So it's to your point, it's gonna be interesting to see now the difference from this fiscal year that we're going into, right? And the one we ended, and what did that look like in terms of the percentage difference, okay?
Thank you so much.
But I just to piggyback off of Jeff's question, and what did get us to the increase of the numbers? Because I guess my question to you, Superintendent Vaughn, would it have been, with the expansions of like 105, 108?
Absolutely, yes.
It's because that's what brings in school construction authority, so us being able to see where there's space that we can build and maybe turning a K-5 into a K-8.
That has helped because, again, those schools are really, really popular with our families across the district. So having those extra classes and those expansions have helped tremendously. And those are the schools that, you know, will make the goal. And really, you know, what our chancellor and our mayor, you know, has done is every year they're giving us goals, right, to meet. And we have a team at the district office that's working with schools. The team, you know, has our ED Pincus on there. You know, Deputy Superintendent Perez is on there. We have the principals on there. And so really it's just each year knowing as we get closer to the deadline of having to be 100% in compliance, which is in 2 years, right, Myra?
2030.
3 years, okay, 2030. So at
10 each additional year now.
So I think we're in good shape right now, and so we have 3 more years to do that, and each year, principals are adding more and more classes, and, you know, obviously trying to get the low-hanging fruit, the easiest low-hanging fruit first, right? And then the more challenging aspects will come later. But I do think we're poised, you know, we're in great shape. This has not been easy. It's very challenging. We spent a lot of time in discussions with district planning, as Myra has said. District planning will be talking to you guys when they go over our summary. So there's a lot of effort, there's a lot of focus on this. And in the end, you know, when we talk about your children and our children, my own children too, needing like the teacher to know who they are, to be able to help them meet their goals, to be able to progress monitor whether they're reading, right? Whether they're struggling in math and science. It's very, as we all know, challenging for one teacher to do that, right? And so as, you know, so we know there's challenges to this, but we believe it's gonna be in the best interest of our children. And that's why, you know, we're gonna do the hard work and have the hard conversations, and we're gonna get there together.
Sounds great. Any other questions for me?
One question.
Okay.
In regards to, because I know it said on the slide with the orange map, it talked about schools that were not awarded additional teaching positions for FY '26. What would be a reason that a school is not awarded? Like if there's a school that has the space, and requests the teachers, is there a possibility they would be denied?
When you look at, when Central will look at that as a whole right now, as I mentioned prior to that, there were some districts that were already in compliance. So I think it's really important when we're trying to get there and we're looking at the funding, trying to get the teachers, you want to be able to get to a school, for example, that was at 20. Right, so it's sort of with that lens. Okay. But I think adding the additional couple of years helps, right? Because in terms of funding as well, but also with the space situation, the restrictions, to be able to at least meet it, you know, the implementation by 2030. Okay. All right. It sounds like my time here is done.
Well, thank you. You know, Myra is the master at all of this, so thank you so much for
You're very kind.
your expertise.
Well, I appreciate all of you. Thank you and congratulations on a smooth vote. And hope everybody has a great summer.
Thank you, Myra.
Thank you, thank you. What's next?
Thank you, Ms. Bernard, for the presentation. The info you provided today is very important for the community. And like Jeff said, I remember your previous presentation, and and its benefits for the district. Thank you again. I would be remiss if I didn't, recognize the presence of our superintendent here. Before we adjourn the meeting, Ms. Vaughn, would you care to make any remarks?
Absolutely, I would love to make some
Oh.
remarks. So, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
And I am, very excited to be here. Really excited that we were able to end our school year very smoothly, beautiful graduations, lots of celebrations. And now we're here, we're entering summer, so I do hope each one of you is gonna go out and get some rest and have some vacation and have some downtime with your families. I do wanna talk a little bit about, and give a shout out to Ashley and Terry for being a part of a visit, that we went to where we were talking about technology and talking about how technology, right now, the conversation around AI and technology and screen time, is a really rigorous debate happening, and it's something that I think we need to be talking about as a system and as parents, as families. But I do want to mention that on that visit, we were able to see some really valuable work happening around math. And math in District 11 the performance of our students has gone up tremendously, almost, 24% in the 6 years that I've been here as superintendent. And we worked very, very hard. We actually were implementing New York City Solves before it was New York City Solves. We were lucky, we got a grant, and that grant was to implement a core across all of our schools. And that core, we decided to implement a high-quality math program, and as a result of that, our students are doing much better. I do want to say that as part of that math program, we use a tool called Zern. Have you guys heard of Zern? Fans, if you're fans, can you just put your hand up and just thumbs up here? Okay. Are your kids fans of it also? Do they like it? Okay, well, kids don't want to do extra work sometimes. I mean, especially in summertime. But here's what I can tell you about, this tool. This tool really is aligned to the work they're doing. So if they're doing a math lesson in school, this lesson that they do on Zern gives them extra video, a teacher taking them through practice and extra problems, and they also get feedback and things like that. So it would be considered screen time. And I just want to mention that to you, because as we talk about screen time, not all screen time is equal. I put my own children on screen time, and I know what that's like, okay? And I know some of the stuff that my kids are watching, on the screen is not good. The YouTube, stuff that's some of it is just not the best way to spend their time. I admit that. But it serves a purpose, right, for us. But when we're in school, just know in District 11, the screen time that is happening, is really very aligned to what the kids are doing. And as we start having these really, in some cases, debates, and, we really have to put parameters around, like, should K-2, should our early childhood students, how much time should they spend on screen time? These are really great conversations to be having, and we should be thinking about the cons, like we don't want them doing this, and we don't want them doing that. We certainly don't want them scrolling through YouTube, even if it's controlled in school or anything like that. But they wouldn't even get access to that in school. But I think we have to remember that there are we can't throw everything out because of the debates that are happening. We have to really pick and choose what's important for our children's education and what's gonna really help. In some cases, it's the student that needs enrichment, right? They don't need to sit and listen to the same lesson over and over when they got the material, right? So we've got to keep excelling those kids. And in some cases, we just talked about a teacher who has 20 students. They might not be able to get that enrichment going, right? But if we don't have the tools, how does your child maintain their level
or even go above to the next grade level, right? With practice problems and things like that. So I just want, to advocate and I want you guys to hear my perspective on this. I think the amount of time, but we have to make sure, the same way we adopted a high quality program, we have to make sure that any screen time, anytime where our students are on computers, it's high quality time with high quality tools, which I think we do have in District 11. And so with that, I'll also just point out there was an article that came out today, unbeknownst to me, in the 74, that talks about the program that Ashley and Terry witnessed firsthand in one of our schools that really is showing great gains. So I'll just, share that with you guys. And if you have any questions about that, I want to discuss it. I'm open to that as well, and would love to hear your comments and feedback.
Does anyone have any? Thank you again.
Oh, you have one more minute.
No, I just want to take a minute as we wrapped up the school year. Shout out to District 11 for meeting the fourth grade Chancellor's fourth grade campaign for Save for College. The goal was 80% and we achieved 81.4%. We did it.
Now the city council has approved, now it's currently 100 and it's gonna be $1,000 for each.
Yes, each new incoming kindergarten,
Amazing.
$1,000 in their account.
So we really did when we set the goal, I never thought we would make it. I said, this is gonna be impossible. We're gonna try, because when you set a goal high, you're gonna come close. But I actually never thought we would make it, and the team, Sharon, Miriam, they did the impossible, and our parents signed up. They rallied, and they actually showed up, and they signed up, which, gotta give it to our parents on that. You guys have 529 accounts now, if you have a child K to 4? Everybody has the account? Excellent.
She's going in K now.
And next year, your kindergartner will get 1,000.
Nice.
Any additional comments before we adjourn? No, I make a
Public
motion.
comment. That, because public comment is not in the agenda. so-
I now open the
I
floor
don't
for
know if
public comments.
somebody wants-
Anybody?
No.
Again, anyone interested? Okay.
Is there anyone online?
That concludes our meeting. I'd like to adjourn the meeting. May I have a motion, please?
I, Ashley Jones, motion to adjourn the CSC 11 calendar meeting.
Topaz Murray, small second.
Thank you. The time is now 7:13 p.m. This concludes our July calendar meeting. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope you guys wanna.
We're going straight into the
Yes, because I
business.
said it was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Welcome back. Everybody settled in? Everybody back? Okay, the time is now 7:22. Now call to order our business meeting. I will pass the microphone to our recording secretary, Pritesh Agarwal, for our roll call.
Thank you. Members, please mark your attendance when your name is called. Peter Cole.
Present.
Present. Topaz Murray Small.
Present.
Present. Jeff Cunningham.
Present.
Present. Ritesh Agarwal. Present. Terry Matthews Cotton.
Present.
Present. Ashley Jones.
Present.
Present. Karina Garcia.
Present.
Present. Robert Cruz is excused. Daniela Valentino Simmons.
Present.
Present. Nicole Costello. Absent. We have a quorum with 8 members present in person.
Thank you, Ritesh. Now we're going to review our school liaison, list. Our new member, Miss Darnella Valentino Simmons, doesn't currently, are there any schools that you have in mind that you see the list?
Nella, on the back, there are some schools which are still available. Yeah.
I was
You, you know, you can take the school what is your student, right?
You can't.
It's a conflict of
You
interest.
cannot take-
Yeah, I can't, because there's a conflict of interest. I did the orientation.
No, just in case. No.
So by that, by that rule,
I'm aware, thank you.
sorry, so by that rule, I will have to make an exception for MS 181 Pablo Casals. I had originally taken it from Karina Garcia, so MS 181 needs to go off my list.
Okay. So you want to get rid of MS 181?
Yes.
So that's one that's out there on the list, okay.
Your child attends.
No, he is likely to attend in September. He has a seat.
Middle school.
Yes, he has a seat offer from that school right now.
Okay.
Okay. So, Ms. Simmons, you want to get back to us on this? You want to table it for right now and then get back to us for the next meeting?
I'd like to.
And you'll review things?
I have a quick question
Yes.
before I revisit that.
Go ahead.
How many schools are recommended that I?
How many do you want?
So wait, can I interject just for a
Certainly.
second? Like Terry has a lot of schools. Did you
Yeah,
want, because of, you took them on.
As president, yeah, so if
Right.
anyone would like
Is there
to
any
ease some of
schools
that burden.
As council members, like Ritesh just got rid of, that we want to get rid of? So then therefore we can kind of see and maybe like even out the numbers a little bit more.
So I don't necessarily want to get rid of any, but if anyone would like to help ease the burden of this list, that would be greatly appreciated. I took on quite a few because as president, I felt as though it was my responsibility as they were open and we didn't have anyone.
I'll take one if you're not, if it would make your life easier.
Also-
I'll take one. I only have two, so.
Well, I have 8, so if you take 2.
Also, I'm
She
PS
doesn't have
121.
any right
She
now.
has
so it's-
4, there are 4 potential for her.
On the back.
Yeah,
of the
so there are
page.
4 on the
There's
back of
four
the
that
page,
don't
Okay,
have.
plus
I'll take the
Ritesh's
21.
one.
I'll take the 121,
If
if you wanna.
if I were to take
No,
one more,
I
I
like
will take
Okay.
PS 121 because my
We're
Which one
fighting
you
over
wanna give up?
121.
sure, yeah, go ahead.
What were you gonna say about 121?
No, I was just saying that my daughter goes here right now,
Mhm.
but she's moving out to 153 now. So I will become eligible for this school should you need to add one more school to
Okay,
it.
you can have 121, that's fine.
If you want to add, I mean, otherwise, I mean, I'm happy to have only 4 schools.
Which one would you like to release out of your 8?
121 works for me because it's close by and the parking is relatively simple. So that was the one I was gonna try to hold on to, just for convenience.
Okay.
But whatever, you guys whatever works for you guys, you let me know.
So the Castle Hill, that's a middle school, correct?
Yeah, it's a campus of 2, middle
2.
school and an elementary.
All right, I'll take that one if you.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you. Did you want to table it, Nella, or did you want to just assume responsibility for the 4 on the back?
I think starting with the 4 is a good idea.
Okay.
Hey, are there any questions about the school liaison list or any more comments about it?
Are you taking 121?
You tell
You can
me.
find, yeah, if you want. I
Sure.
don't make a difference. So that's 1, 2, 3.
So I just want to note it
5.
down correctly
Thank
so
you,
that.
guys.
You're giving up 181, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So who's taking 181 for now, or is it just going into unallocated right now?
I could take it if you want, because it's right next to 180 and I have 180.
Who has 180?
I have one.
Okay.
So I can take 181.
Is everyone else fine with their selections that they have thus far? Any more changes needed? Just to recap real quick, Naomi, I'm gonna be taking, Castle Hill MS 127 from Miss Terry and.
PS, those are two schools in Castle Hill, so you're taking both of them? I'm just noting it down correctly. So Castle Hill, MS 121 and 567, both go to Peter. PS 121 of Terry Matthews list goes to Ritesh. And then MS 181 from Ritesh's list goes to Topaz. And the four schools in the back, Wakefield, Baychester, provisionally they've gone to Darnella, or she's thinking about it?
Most
No,
of
she
those
said
are
she would start
right
with
She
it.
said she'll do the four.
Okay, all of them.
Yeah, so you should be fine.
So those are all the changes?
Mhm.
Okay, moving along, we're going to review the meeting calendar for last month.
No, we need to, do we need to vote on it? Or we voted on the next meeting?
I think we
I think we
voted.
can vote on it for now, this
Yeah.
way it's set, and then if we make changes, we'll just do another vote, but I think
Alright.
as of right now, this way it's
Okay.
done.
We're going to do a roll call vote for the proposed changes to the school liaison list. I'm going to pass the mic to Ritesh Agarwal to conduct the vote. Thank you.
Just a couple of minutes ago, I summarized the changes that we made to the school license list. And right now, with those changes, I'm seeking vote for the present members. Please say approve, disapprove, or abstain. Terry Matthews Cotton,
Approved.
approve. Topaz Murray Small,
Okay.
Approve.
approve. Robert Cruz is not here. Ritesh Agarwal, approve. Karina Garcia, approve. Nicole is not here. Jeff Cunningham,
Approve.
approve. Peter Cole,
Approved.
approve. Ashley Jones,
Approve.
approve. Darnella Valentino Simmons,
Approve.
approve. So the changes are now voted on here.
Are we missing the meeting minutes for this?
Yeah, I didn't see them in the folder.
Yeah.
We usually just post the June on our website.
We don't have to approve them?
We usually don't do that, but if you would like to have them posted, I mean.
Do we?
have it on-
Okay, we can table it.
I thought that's right, because this is still the same council, so.
So I make a motion to table the review of the June monthly meeting for our August calendar meeting, or business meeting, excuse me.
Okay.
Could I get a second for that motion?
Ritesh Agarwal, second the motion.
Thank you. Do we need to vote?
No.
No.
Thank you, parliamentarian.
All right, so now we're doing the review of the meeting calendar.
Sorry, what are we looking
It's
at?
the treasury report, I thought we just.
Just so the Thursday, November 12th, this is the parent-teacher conference, right? So we need to select another night to hold this meeting, is that?
Yeah, I could just have like conflicts with the school, regarding getting a permit with them, or just them having, availability in the schedule. So if there's
Right.
the conflicts, that's the.
How did you do it last time?
We moved, I think, 2 days, and we did it the week after.
That was in April.
I think so.
April
because there
16th.
was a vacation.
So we would do it on the 19th opposed to the 12th, is that?
Which date are you talking about?
November 12th.
November 12th? There's a conflict there.
The 19th seems like it'll work. The next one would be May. it seems like moving it from the 13th to potentially the 6th may work. And then June, the 10th, let's see. Maybe moving that back to the 1st? Does that work?
June of 2027.
Yeah,
It's hard to look so far ahead.
I mean, I guess if we have to change it
So
later, we could
Thursday,
change
the
it
10th
later.
to Thursday, the 17th.
Thursday, the 10th to 6/1, the week before.
Oh, okay.
And then, so November 12th to 11/19/2026.
6/1 is a Tuesday.
Is it?
Yeah, 6/3 would be the
Yeah, it would
Thursday.
be 6/3.
Okay, thank you.
Are you saying do the week before in June?
Yeah,
And then in May, we're gonna do the 20th?
I was thinking the 6th.
So the 6th, because we also have to consider the legislative event.
So what do you
And we,
think?
and we wanna have that earlier this time instead of later. So the 6th, we were kind of like, that could be a potential date.
Okay, so the 20th? Does that work?
So the legislative event is gonna be later on in the month, right?
It'll be earlier. We did it later
She's
this
saying
year,
6th
but
May.
we.
She's saying
we-
6th May is the legislative event. That's
Yeah,
what you're
we
proposing.
may do it early, so earlier in the year, so therefore we're not conflicting with other meetings in our community, like Community Board 12. We held ours on the same date as theirs. And then we're also considering map testing in the schools. So maybe coming right after that, and then also considering there's a break in between, spring break.
So what date are you recommending?
For the meeting,
So
or
May
for the
6th.
legislative
For the
meeting?
meeting.
Meeting.
So we could get over this.
May 6th is not good, or no?
I don't think, because that could be a potential date for us to have
The
the
legislative.
legislative. So, I mean, the 20th works,
Okay,
I think. I just don't know, what the schools have going on.
It'd be a good idea to have the calendar,
The school calendar.
When is the spring break? Isn't it in April?
Yeah, okay, we're gonna pull it up. Thank you.
So the school calendar for 26, 27 is already published? They already have that on?
Topaz is pulling it up now for us
Thank
to.
The spring break last time was in April, I think. So, and the April meeting we had to move.
There's no testing or anything listed for May 20th, so it should be fine.
Okay.
And
So
what about,
nothing in May for the.
what
DOE.
about April 8th? I think that would fall in between the spring break, April 8th.
April 22nd
Spring
to the
break is
30th.
22nd to the 30th.
I see, okay.
Good.
And February 11th,
It looks like spring break, the winter recess or whatever starts.
February
next week,
11th?
or Like right after.
Well, it's only 1 week.
February 15th.
The 15th to the
starts
19th, so the week
recess.
after.
so okay, February is good.
So
April is
have
good.
all the conflicts been addressed in terms of the dates? Does anybody have any further?
No, yeah, I think that was it.
So November 12th to November 19th.
Mhm.
In May 13th to May 20th.
Mhm.
And then in June 10th to June 3rd.
Mhm.
Everybody,
November 19th. Uh-huh. And then it'll be May 20th.
So if you are moving May to May 20th and June to June 3rd, you are having a meeting within 2 weeks
2
again.
weeks. Correct.
Maybe move June's back.
Yes, Jen.
It should be noted that September 10th is the first day of school, like total. So I don't know if that's an issue at all, but that's the first day.
It is.
So
That might not be a good thing.
that may not be a good
I
time.
don't have a good reason that doesn't work, but it's the first day of school.
We have a permit for September tenth, so the principal is aware.
There,
for
okay,
this
okay.
school. I do understand like it may be like hectic, but we do have a permit.
Anyway.
I'm fine.
It's a later start this year.
Jeff,
Oh,
actually,
wondering
first day
about
of schools
the
are usually half
duties of the
days.
people on the board. First day of
No, for the little babies, it's half days.
Yeah, for the younger,
Yeah.
not the older children. Okay.
So this school would be actually dismissed, I mean, the primary classes at least will be dismissed like 11 AM.
How will that affect you guys?
No,
those
no, I
parents
mean,
on
yeah,
the
I think
committee?
it doesn't affect, I mean, Jeff's right that it doesn't affect, I mean, should be okay. That's how I'm thinking, to have a meeting on September 10th.
Any input from the moms on the board?
Say that again?
Any input from the moms on the council?
The only thing that I was just gonna, if we consider the district office because of that first day, if you remember no, that wasn't the first day of school. But they could like, yeah, a lot of times they're kind of running around that day. I don't think that,
Were they doing enrollment or something that day, or?
visiting, you never know if the chancellor's gonna be here in our district for the first day of school, the same way that he was here for the last day of school at PS 41. And so if you've ever, like, okay, you came when he was there, so you get up early, you gotta be there. So just kind of considering that.
So 9/17, the week after?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, and then back to June, what are we doing with the 3rd? Are we moving it past the 10th? The week beyond the 10th? When does school break?
There's two meetings bunched
20-something?
together, basically.
For which one? June?
June.
So May 20th and June 3rd, that combination is just 2 weeks apart.
It's on Monday, June 28th.
What gets taxes? Okay, so June 28th, 10th. So do you guys want to meet June 17th? 2027?
Wait, what's wrong with the 3rd?
It's close to the
It's
meeting
just
the month before.
because of the meeting on prior meeting, we are moving back. This is moving
Oh,
up.
okay.
So we are meeting 14 days apart.
Okay.
So the 17th.
I mean, I don't mind meeting back to back just to get it over with, but I don't mind waiting either. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, we could do the 17th. It's fine. That's fine.
Yep.
Okay, do we take a vote?
17th, yeah.
September also got changed?
Yes,
To
to
the
the 17th.
17th.
You have
So
to
we're gonna
vote?
move September
Yeah,
2?
I noted.
To the 17th.
Okay.
And May is the 20th.
So it's like a slide.
I'm not sure. Isn't it like the first Monday or something?
Any other dates? Anybody's wedding anniversary, anything on the night, or anything else we gotta move around? All right.
I don't even know when my wedding anniversary is. When did I get married?
Can I have a motion for the proposed changes to the 2026-27 meeting schedule, please?
The motion, we're
To
gonna vote.
approve to,
Oh, it's Tuesdays.
we're all agreeing to
We have
this.
to vote, right?
Yes.
Vote.
Yeah, so it's a vote.
Conduct a vote.
So we can just, proceed right into voting.
Any changes on the schools?
So the one question I had was about PS 153 as an option, because they don't have an auditorium. So does that mean we're gonna go to Truman? Because that's normally where PS 153 holds their events. Any event which requires an auditorium, there's shows, spring shows, winter shows, graduation, they hold them at Truman. So if we see 153, does that mean that we're gonna go to Truman instead?
They organized a big room for the orientation. I went in this year.
The multi-use room or something?
I don't know
like
what the name of the room was, but the room was big enough. It was not as big as this auditorium, but it was big enough to house 100 people.
Well,
Did
wait,
they
are
have
you
enough
saying for
chairs for 100
November?
people?
Yeah, there were chairs to house about 100.
Yes, November.
So November is also, and Terry for bringing that up, because that quickly I forgot. We, in the past, we've done, what we call a harvest gathering. So it's an event that we do at a host school. We have our meeting there the same day. And we get food donated, spend budget, money on the budget for food. And we host the families and we sit and we eat and we, have like a little event there. With that being said, I was speaking with Superintendent Bond just to kind of get like some schools. We want to pick a school that has a lot of really good family engagement, that can give us a nice performance. And it's also close by other schools because we open it up to everyone in the district. And with that being said, because that school does not have an auditorium, we would consider other schools, and we were looking at 19, which is a little far out though, and parking is not always that great. 106, 97 was definitely her first choice. It's actually not too far from here. And 96. So with that being said, we can put one of those schools in that spot.
Which one did you say she,
97. Were
That's
you
the
here
one she
during, were you
prefers?
here during the town hall with Banks?
yes,
With Banks, that school.
Okay.
And they got a new principal now, so.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's a very nice school. The engagement is really great. Wait, I know.
What?
Oh,
97.
no.
97?
You said PS
I know
97?
this one. I went in May.
I don't think so,
think
but
it's
the
full in May,
conversation
and
kind of
I'm
goes this way sometimes, I have no idea.
Very nice.
Yes.
I think she said PS 97.
So is it 97? Peter wants to
97?
know.
97,
Okay.
yeah.
For November, right?
So
Yeah.
does Naomi have to confirm first, or
Yeah, I have to reach out to the school.
so then you want to postpone it for the next week?
No,
And
but it's good to know who I'm contacting.
I see.
So, yeah.
So should we vote already or not?
Yes.
We can vote, and then, if they, give us pushback, we can, yeah.
Why don't we just vote on the dates?
We can,
We don't need to vote on the
on the
schools, I feel like we find the schools as we.
everyone agree
But
with
that's the
that?
whole,
Peter,
the reason why we end up doing it this way was because when we post this on the calendar,
Okay.
they'll say that, oh, families was trying to get to your meeting, but your location wasn't there. We actually had somebody that actually had that issue.
Yeah,
that-
no, I get that, but what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying is the voting piece, I thought was just on like to solidify the dates. And then we then put in all of the schools.
guys, we want to vote.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Everyone agree?
Are you guys ready to vote now?
Yes.
Thank you. There you go, Ritesh.
Okay. So I'm gonna summarize the changes that were proposed to this meeting schedule. So I've written these down for you to record Naomi as well. So September 10th meeting moves to September 17th. November 12th meeting moves to November 19th, and it is potentially moving to PS 97. Then May 13, 2027 meeting has moved to May 20th. And June 10th, 2027's meeting has moved to June 17th. All other changes as you had written. Go on.
I do see on the school calendar, November 19th is for evening parent-teacher conference for high school K through 12 and 6 to 12 schools.
So November 19th won't work. Okay.
What was the other option for November?
But November 12th says is also afternoon and evening conference for middle schools. So what we want to do is that November 12th meeting is held in a primary school, elementary school. That way it will not conflict. Is PS 97 of elementary school only?
Not to also consider those parents that have to go.
So we'll move it up to the 5th? Move it up to the 5th, it's still just about a month in between the meeting before and after. What do you guys think of moving it up to the 5th, November 5th?
November the 4th, is that?
That's
November
another
5th
parent teacher conference.
Oh.
That's for the
Okay.
Payan Elementary.
So wait, I thought the 12th was.
The
Okay.
12th is, Then what's the 19th
75,
now?
and then 19
It's the whole of
is
November.
K-12 and high school.
So Thursday in November would not work. Maybe November meeting needs to happen on a Tuesday. Probably.
That's an option.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be a different.
That
day.
is definitely an option.
Yeah. It's all the Thursdays, right?
Can you check for November 10th?
There's nothing on November 10th.
No holiday around it? Okay.
Okay,
Guys, November 10th is the new proposal.
that works.
November 10th. All right.
Are you ready to vote now?
So what is it then?
10th.
The 10th?
Yeah, so
He's
November,
about to review, he's gonna review it.
yeah, so November 10th, November 12th meeting is going to be on November 10th, which will be a Tuesday, which will be the only exception, deviation from Thursdays that we usually have.
Good suggestion, Hitesh, thank you.
So if we all agree to this, please say approve or disapprove as I call your name. Terry Matthews Cotton,
Approved.
approve. Topaz Murray Small,
Approved.
approve. Ritesh Agarwal, approve. Karina Garcia, approve. Jeff Cunningham, approve. Peter Cole,
Approve.
approve. Ashley Jones,
Approved.
approve. Darnella Valentina Simmons,
Approved.
approve. So we have voted for the changes. I'll provide you a copy. Maybe.
Moving on to the treasurer's report and budget approval. One,
Can I have your copy?
I go over it as a line item or just,
I can do that.
okay.
Yeah.
CC 11, 2026, 2027 budget as follows, member reimbursement. $13,500 committed. President reimbursement, $2,400 committed. Monthly meals, $1,200 committed. Supplies, office and swag, $1,500 committed. P card allocation for website, $360. CEC 11's annual event, $5,540. And historical expense of 2025 and 2026 year. DJ for annual event, $500 committed for a total of $25,000. Any questions?
I have one question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
For the member reimbursement, does that include me? Because I wasn't present when you all did the.
It would be going forward from
This is-
today.
Oh, this is for the
This
future.
is for the future budget. This is not last, we're just starting on new.
Okay, because I see it says 9 members and not 10.
Oh,
Will I be the 10th member?
you are the ninth member,
Ninth member.
and he'll be the president.
Then I have no
The
more
president line is
questions.
that next one, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Just, Naomi, what's the monthly cost for the website currently?
It is 360, but that's from, I believe, September to June, because we have to wait for the application to open. It's $36 a month.
It was just less than 360 last year on the budget they sent, I think it was like 340 something. Yeah, that was the final.
So there's no
We have
allocation for
the-
June and July,
the
it's
core
just
level?
September through,
just wanna make
I mean,
sure.
July and
July
August.
now.
Okay,
Because usually we don't get our new key card till either sometime
August.
between September and October.
Really? Okay.
That's it.
Which level membership do we have, business or core?
I'm sorry,
Is there a discount?
Which level? We just don't get
which level?
level, yeah, because because the core membership is showing up as $29 a month, and then the business one is showing up as 39.
Oh.
So I just wanna make sure, like, the
one that
pricing
says
didn't go up.
36.
I don't have, nothing says 36.
39. It has
It says
the-
39. That's why I'm wondering, like, if
prices
the price
changed.
went
Oh, they
up.
went up?
The prices changed.
But
But
if
if
you
you
locked
locked in the price, right? I think we,
I mean, last one they charged us, it was $36.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I could give them a call. and
yeah,
ask them,
just
but it's
confirm to make sure the
Okay.
price is still the same.
yes, because if not, you will have to ask for more money for the key card.
Or it could be, is that with tax? Because we're not
we don't hit that.
No, it's not showing tax.
Just say a
It's
monthly.
just, yeah, she's saying the monthly rate. It doesn't have the tax rate, so. Just check with them, just to make sure.
So do we need to table the vote for the P card allocation or?
We could approve the budget and then make
Yeah,
budget
and then-
modifications
yeah.
once they return back.
So approve with changes?
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount will always be the same, the 25,000, then, when every month
Yeah, so something
we
have
can
to move.
check what changes, what modifications we have to do.
What we could do is approve it for now.
Yeah.
And then
What
bring
I'm
changes later.
curious is about the DJ 500. That was for the gym.
So I obviously had to carry into our new budget.
No, the DJ was procured after the deadline for submitting POs. So there was no option to pay for the DJ
Yeah.
out of last year's
So
budget.
he hasn't been paid.
He has not been paid. And the only way for him to be paid is for us to.
Everything else we've been paying our costs.
Ashley, I just wanted to explain this to the entire board.
Go ahead.
So Myra, who was here, we had a meeting with Myra and with Faith. And the reason why I had this italicized, this line italicized, was because I wanted to bring attention to it for transparency. So the DJ was contracted for last year's annual event. Unfortunately, it was done at a time which was past the date that we're allowed to submit POs for any new expense. So there really is no option to pay for the DJ, although he had been contracted and he had performed the service. The only way for the gentleman to be paid is for us to include the cost of the DJ last year into the current year's budget, reducing the current year's available budget by that amount.
What reduced in this budget to pay him?
So
From the large event, I think is you're taking that amount?
what happens historically from what I've seen is that the large event line usually ends up getting more money at the end. We modify and we move more money into it, so whatever we start with is never enough. It just so happened this year that what we're starting with is even less than what's historically not even enough.
Understand?
So just for full transparency, I wanted to make sure that everyone understands what we're voting for. We are voting to reduce the availability of funds for this year to pay for the DJ for last year.
And then what we also don't have in here is for that large event line, which is the annual event, that 5,000, that's really just for the catering hall. That's not even to cover them this year.
Thank you. So based upon the way the math works, all of the other lines are pretty much fixed numbers, and whatever was left over was moved into the annual event line. So I'm hoping that we're gonna start off this year with the acknowledgement that the annual event line is already potentially underfunded, and we're really gonna have to keep that budget in mind for this event and be really proactive about moving money into that line as it becomes available. So as of tonight, we have 2 members who did not show and we did not buy any meals. That gives us a total of $340, which is unspent for the month of July, which will immediately, we can earmark that towards being put towards the large event at the end of the year. Jeff, do you have any questions? Because I know you're really familiar with these things.
Sorry?
I know you're really familiar with the numbers and budgets and stuff. Do you have any questions? Okay.
Thank you, though.
If Jeff doesn't have any questions, then I must have done a good job.
Okay, so we're ready to vote for the 26, 27 CC 11 budget. I'll hand it off to Ritesh so you can do a roll call vote.
Okay, so we are voting for the budget. As of now, we are accepting the budget as presented. So please say approve or disapprove when your name is called. Terry Matthews Cotton?
Approved.
Approve. Topaz Murray Small?
Approved.
Approve. Ritesh Agarwal? Approve. Karina Garcia?
Approve.
Approve. Jeff Cunningham?
Approve.
Approve. Peter Cole?
Approved.
Approve. Ashley Jones?
Approved.
Approve. Darnella Valentino Simmons?
Approved.
Approved. We have voted for it.
Yeah, so how much is this in total? Because this is the reason we get a breakdown of 9 members. How many more people are there in the council?
Okay, does any member have any closing remarks before I adjourn the meeting?
I would like to make a point. Topaz, thank you.
Topaz has just pointed out that we have a slot of 10 members plus the president. So this budget is gonna need to be revised, which is going to reduce the large event line even further. So just a heads up, we're probably gonna vote on this again next month.
Yes, I was like looking at the nine, and I was like, it's not 11 members that we supposed to have, including the president. So
Yeah, so we'll vote on it again next month.
This is just to get us started, so that
Sorry.
So wouldn't we need to approve it with edits then, if it's presently in front of us, it's not correct?
To be honest with you, I'm
It's
not
saying nine,
sure.
it should say.
To be
it
honest
should
with
be
you.
approved with
We should
edits.
review, we should
So
review it
wait,
next
hold on
week.
a second, because isn't there a mandate? I wanted to confirm with Face, that isn't there a mandate that irrespective of how we move any of the other lines, I believe Myra said, we have to account for the member reimbursements? Yeah, so I don't think that this vote is even valid because the budget is not valid at this point.
So can we edit?
So you have to
can we
rescind the
add in
vote.
the edit that we would-
So we'll rescind our vote and then table
vote
this
next month.
vote
Yeah.
until we have a proper budget in front of us, so
Yes,
we have the right information to make a
yes.
decision on it.
Thank you, Jose.
So I make a motion to table, go ahead. I was saying that we will table the approval of the 2026-27 CEC budget until next month's calendar meeting to make sure that we have the proper number of members, the proper number of, each line item is mathematically correct. That-
Yes,
So
so my
that we
only
can make a,
issue,
so.
my only issue with that is if we don't have a budget set this month, then Naomi can't submit
Yeah.
for the P card, which would then shut our website down.
so why we
Because we
don't
pay
run the
monthly.
numbers now and?
That's why I was like, can we just add in the numbers and say that?
We can
it
do
be
that.
Updated to this amount?
Okay, so we can do
And
that.
then, just so we can like move forward.
Hold on a second.
The first line have to be 15,000 for 10
One
calculating 10
second, I'm
members.
counting. Thank you. So it's 12 months, right? 125?
Yeah. And then just minus that.
No kidding. Thanks. I know, but y'all are driving me nuts because I'm trying to count and everybody's talking to me. What is it? 125 times. Okay,
So for time's sake, we're approving with edits.
no, I'm gonna give you numbers right now. Okay, so these are the new, do you wanna read them again? The amounts in red are the edits. So there are 10 members at 125. That brings the top line to 15,000 and reduces the large event line to, what was it, 4,040?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because that 9 became 10.
So you added 125 times 10.
12 times 12,
12,
12 months, 125 times 12 months.
understood.
Yeah,
Okay,
beautiful, thank you.
right after I read this, we're gonna vote, correct?
Yes,
Okay, CEC 11, 2026-27 budget revised. Member reimbursement, 10 members. Committed, 15,000. President's reimbursement, committed, $22,400. Monthly meals, committed, $1,200. Supplies, office and swag, committed, $1,500. P card allocation for website, $360. CDC 11 annual event revised, $4,040. And historical expense of 2025-2026 DJ for annual event, $500. for a total of $25,000. I pass the mic to Ritesh so we can vote to approve or disapprove.
Thank you.
Since we edited the budget, I'm calling for the roll, the vote again, and please say approve with edits, as so, when you hear your name. Terry Matthews Cotton,
Approved with edits?
approve with edits. Topaz Murray Small,
Approve with edits.
approve with edits. Ritesh Agarwal, approve with edits. Karina Garcia,
Approved with edits.
approve with edits. Jeff Cunningham, approve with edits. Peter Cole,
Approve with edit.
approve with edits. Ashley Jones,
Approve with edits.
approve with edits. Darnella Valentina Simmons,
Approve with edits.
approve with edits. Thank you.
Thank you.
The minutes, the budget with the edits has been approved.
Thank you. Any closing remarks from any members? All right. Thank you, guys. I'd like to, close the meeting now. Could I get a motion, please?
I actually don't, motion to close the CC11 count. This is a meeting.
I Topaz Murray Small, second.
The time is now 8:04. I, Peter Cole, now close this business meeting. Thank you and have a good night.